What's going on, champions? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you are doing well today, and I hope you are having a fantastic day. So right now we're talking about PMI, private mortgage insurance. So the question is, when can you get rid of your PMI, or how can you cancel your PMI? If you have a PMI, maybe you are paying PMI alongside your mortgage interest, be sure to watch this video till the very end, because you're going to understand how you can cancel this PMI and save yourself a bunch of money. But before we dive in, if this is your first time stopping by this channel, welcome. Consider subscribing now to join this amazing community to stay informed on the latest helpful tips for your financial wellness and success. And one more thing, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and share this video to help other people get this information quicker. Let's jump right into it. So from what we've got right here, why is PMI a big deal? So many people are wondering, okay, PMI, what exactly is a PMI and why is this a big deal? So the simple fact here is the PMI basically takes a bunch of money out of your pocket. It takes a few $100s out of your pocket every single month. So you could be saving a bunch of money if you get rid of your PMI. Just so we're clear, it is a big deal. And the other thing that you have to understand is the PMI protects your lender. It does not protect you. It doesn't serve any purpose for you. It's there to protect the lender. Typically, when you are purchasing a property and you are putting less than 20% down on that property, you will be getting a PMI for a conventional loan, unless you are doing a VA or a VA loan, a Veterans Affairs loan. If that's what you are getting, then chances are that you don't have a PMI if you put less than 20% down on the property that you are intending to purchase or that you currently own. So most people just don't know what they pay for. They just get the mortgage statement and they run off and make the payment to the lender or the loan servicer. So it's very, very important for you to understand that this protects the lender and not you in case you default on your mortgage. So now that we got that out of the way, what next are we going to talk about here? So we're talking about PMI versus home owner's insurance. This is not the same. So your private mortgage insurance is there to protect the lender, like we talked about. And your homeowner's insurance is there to make sure that your home and sometimes the belongings in your home are protected from any damage or in case of a damage. Does that make sense? So PMI is there to protect the lender, and your homeowner's insurance is there to protect you, your home and your property and your belongings in the home. So next up here, we do have the other question that most people are asking. So you hear all these three-letter acronyms, PMI, MIP. What's the difference between a PMI, private mortgage insurance, and the MIP, mortgage insurance premium? Let's talk about it. So again, PMI is typically for conventional loan, private lenders, whereas the MIP is what you have. That's the insurance premium you pay if you have an FHA backed loan. So if your loan is from the Federal Housing Administration, if it's backed by the government through the FHA program, then you likely have what we call the MIP. And with the FHA loans, you do pay a funding fee up front, similar to what we see with the VA loan. So I hope that's clear. So the PMI is not the same as an MIP, even though it's somewhat similar. Hopefully that's very clear and crystal clear. If you do have any questions on that, let me know in the comment section below. So moving on here, how exactly can you get rid of your PMI and when can you get rid of your PMI? We're going to talk about that in this video as you keep watching. And the other thing that we're talking about too is the most important one here is what exactly you need to do, or how, what are the steps, how, like what's the strategy to get rid of your PMI? So this may not apply to every single person. So you want to pay close attention and make sure that you pick out what applies to your case. So I've done my research and I'm bringing you some of the solutions to get rid of your PMI, if that makes any sense. Okay, so the very first one here is, the very first option is automatic PMI cancellation. So with this process, you basically don't have to do anything. It is triggered automatically by your lender or your loan servicer. So this basically came about through what we call the PMI Cancellation Act, which is the Federal Homeowners Protection Act of 1998. This basically states that if your loan balance reaches a very certain percentage, I believe that's around 78%, automatically your loan has to be canceled, your PMI has to be canceled. So you can no longer pay PMI regardless of if you reach out to the bank or not. So most people sometimes all of a sudden see their mortgage statement say, hey, the next bill you have to pay is lower, and they wonder what happened. This is exactly what happened. Your PMI has been erased, wiped off automatically. So that's the very first option you have. Do nothing and have this happen automatically once your loan balance hits a certain level, which is right around 78% for the most part. And then the next option here that you have is to refinance your mortgage. So again, this may not seem like an intuitive thing, but sometimes, you know, it happens most times too when people purchase a property and over the years the property appreciates in value. So your property gains some more value, and now you have enough equity in the property by virtue of appreciation. So what you can do is go to another lender or the same lender and ask to refinance your mortgage. So what happens is once you refinance your mortgage, now you have enough equity, typically over 20% equity in the property, that could erase or wipe off your PMI. So if you refi your payment, your mortgage loan, you will likely get rid of the PMI if your home has gone up in value. So you want to make sure your home has gone up in value before you do this, because this comes with a few extra $1,000 in costs depending on the price of your home and the lender that you go through. So next up here we have is to get your home appraised. We talked about this before. So you want to make sure you get your home appraised before you do anything with the refi. You want to make sure you go through a certified appraiser and make sure you know the actual value, so you don't go through all those fees and documentation processes and just to find out that your home is actually not worth enough for you to cancel the PMI. So next up here we have is another important one. You want to ask. You know, you always want to ask. If you don't ask, you are likely not going to receive. So ask and you shall receive. So ask your bank or your lender for PMI cancellation. This is very important, guys. You want to make sure that, you know, if you feel like, hey, you know, I've been paying this PMI for some time now, ask your lender, because sometimes they know something that you don't and they could offer you certain options, including the refi or other things that you don't even know about right now, or they could tell you exactly how much more you need to pay or what exactly you need to pay when it comes to the principal balance in order to get rid of your PMI. So that's a very valid one that most people fail to do all the time. So next up here is unpaid principal balance. So this kind of goes hand in hand with the asking your lender, you know, when, you know, about the PMI cancellation. So typically your unpaid principal balance is always has to be equal or less than 80% of your home's original value. So let's say if you purchased your home for $100,000 and you put 10% down, now your loan value, you know, the loan balance, your original loan balance is $90,000. This means that you have 10% equity. So when you get your original loan balance all the way down, or your unpaid principal balance all the way down to $80,000, what happens is you automatically have 20% in equity, and at that point you can go on and ask your lender, hey, can you cancel my PMI? And chances are that good lenders, most lenders will say yes, we can cancel your PMI. So that's another option that you have. But it's good to know that you need to be at least 80% loan to value to make this happen. Most people, like I said before, will require you to put down or to have an equity of 22%, so 78% in order to have this happen automatically. Again, if you've gained some insight from this on the PMI cancellation, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and share this video with other people. People deserve to know exactly what to do to get rid of their PMI. So I hope this video was very helpful to you, and see you in the next video. Stay safe and keep watching.